So first of all, I would like to start this video by saying the ring dip. Moreover, the weighted ring dip is the best variation of dips you can perform. And the reason well is actually quite obvious. Now just imagine you're doing a regular bar dip. Now while bar dips are great, I'm not gonna deny that. But the ring dip, moreover the weighted ring dip will actually train the stabilizer muscles as well. Now ring dips I would say are already quite cool of an exercise. You must have seen gymnasts perform on rings, and well, it does look cool, doesn't it? Now imagine you're also training on rings, but you're actually doing weighted movements on rings, weighted compound movements like the dip. Now isn't that hell of cool? So well, in today's video, in this specific progression guide which I'm giving, I'm gonna make you just like this cool. So well, this video will be divided into two main segments. In the first segment, I'm gonna be actually teaching you the form of how to do a regular ring dip, and in the second segment I will actually teach you how to learn the ring dip in the first place and then progress to weighted ring dip. So without any further waiting, so I have seen many tutorials on YouTube regarding the ring dip, and well, in none of the tutorials I ever heard this point. This point is a point which well I had to discover on my own, and I have actually made this video as well on this point. But yeah, anyways, I'll be explaining this. So this is actually regarding your wrist positioning while doing the ring dip. So well, while you get into the position of doing a ring dip, well, make sure you're placing well your thumb alignment like this to the center of the ring, and there you go, you're holding the ring the right way. So you aren't supposed to hold it from the front, neither from the back, but you are actually supposed to hold it like this from the middle. Well, don't place your palm on the middle, but you just got to just like I'm showing you in the video. Now when you're doing a regular bodyweight ring dip, I believe you won't really notice any difference whether you place your hand randomly anywhere, because most people place their hands randomly anywhere on the ring. Doesn't matter whether placing forward or middle, they just randomly place their hands. But this tip which I'm actually giving you will come into play once you have started the weighted ring dip. And if you don't implement this tip, you might actually get some wrist pain. So it's better to keep the habit of performing this sort of form which I'm showing you in the video in the first place. Now the next point is, whenever you do a ring dip, your body basically automatically goes into a hollow body hold position. So yeah, in ring dips, hollow body hold is the best choice for you. And well, again, about the hollow body hold, I've actually talked in this video, but yeah, I'll be explaining to you, so I don't think it needs much of an explanation. You just give it a good try. You go onto the rings, and automatically your body will lean to hold a hollow body hold position, or well, if it doesn't, just go into a hollow body hold position and notice the difference. You will feel much more stable on rings than you usually do. And now this point is going to be regarding retracted shoulders. Whenever you go into a ring dip position, always retract your shoulders like this as I'm showing in the video, and only then perform a ring dip. Now, what will happen is, if you don't retract your shoulders, you might actually tend to have shoulder pain after a while of training the ring dips. Now, this is something I personally experienced. I did experience slight shoulder pain, but well, it wasn't while bodyweight ring dips. It was during weighted ring dips. So yeah, while you are on your bodyweight ring dip journey, the journey is going to be pretty simple. But as you progress to weighted ring dips, that's when complications start mostly. And well, I believe there aren't really many people training weighted ring dips. But if you are training weighted ring dips, don't worry. I guarantee you're going to be stronger than anyone who's doing a regular bar dip, just as you progress and get stronger. So yeah, now this point is basically going to be similar to my hollow body hold point. You basically just, when you retract your shoulders and get into a hollow body hold, your chest automatically goes slightly inwards. So yeah, just notice that your chest is automatically going inwards, and your position is actually a strong position. So hold into the position while going into the weighted ring dip. Now this point will be regarding the depth you should go on a weighted ring dip or a regular ring dip. Now the depth is actually quite dependent on you and your shoulder mobility. Now hear me out. A 90-degree is a minimum on any sort of dip, whether it is a bar dip or a ring dip. Well, if it is 90-degree, go for the 90-degree dips. If it is below 90-degree, if you can go below 90-degree without any sort of extra shoulder strain, then below 90 degrees as well good for you. But yeah, if you aren't even able to go 90-degree, it is either a strength issue, and in some rare cases it might be a mobility issue of shoulders, in which you can do nothing, but you just got to start with mobility drills first. Now this is basically the final point of how you are actually supposed to get into a dip position and do the dip the right way. But well, most of my points which I told up to now, they all are the main points, and I believe I've almost covered up everything. So this is just a bonus point, well actually two bonus points which I'm going to give you on ring dips. So the first bonus point will be whenever you're going into a ring dip, always look forward. Now at first this might seem like a very random of a tip, but trust me, looking forward actually improved my form in weighted dips. So yeah, next time you're doing a dip, give this thing a shot. If you're someone who mostly looks down while doing dips, I did this at the starting, and well, my form at the time, well, I won't say it was that great, but as I look forward, my form kind of improved. So yeah, give it a shot. Just look forward when you're doing dips. And now the second bonus point is, well, contract every single muscle in your body. Now this point is actually a quite overlooked point oftentimes by most people. I've seen this point in several tutorials all across YouTube. And well, this point isn't specifically for ring dips, it is used for every single exercise you can think of. Just as you tighten every single muscle in your body, any exercise you're doing, whether it is the pull up, the push up, or even the dip, which I'm talking about, every exercise gets much easier. And I believe this also works with bodybuilding movements such as the well bicep curl, bench press as well. So yeah, when performing any sort of exercise movement, not just ring dips, any sort of exercise you're doing, try to tighten your entire body. After tightening your entire body, go for the movement. And trust me, you will do at least a few reps or maybe at least half a rep more than you usually do in your regular workout. Now this is the second main segment of the video and the first segment is over. Now in this segment I will be explaining how do you actually get to a weighted ring dip or a ring dip if you're just a beginner and you can't do ring dips. So first of all, I would like to say if you actually have a regular bar, just do dips on the regular bar until you can actually do maybe at least 15 regular dips. So why I'm telling you to do at least 15 regular bar dips is because there are chances that you don't even have the basic strength to do dips. So if you can't even do a regular dip, it's actually hard for you to progress to a ring dip directly. But now then again, if you are someone who doesn't have access to regular bar, you just have rings, maybe you just have a setup like I do. So as you can see, I don't really have any bars over here. All I have is rings. Now before I actually got my gymnastic ring, I will do lots of push-ups. Oftentimes some 60, 70 push-ups in a row. So yeah, but you don't need to go that far with reps because I actually learned that too many reps is actually kind of pointless unless you want to do endurance training specifically. So in my opinion, if you can do at least 25 clean push-ups. Now this is a point to be noted, 25 clean push-ups. So if you can do 25 clean push-ups, I believe you are already ready for regular dip. And well, maybe you can even perform some 5 to 10 dips on a regular bar. So if you can do this, I believe you're already ready for the rings. Now I'm going to be assuming you have got the basic strength to do a regular dip. So now how do you get on rings? When you're going to start performing on rings for the first time, you're going to notice that your body is basically completely trembling, and none of your muscle are stable on it. Now hear me out, this is something that I will say will actually take a week. So how you can actually practice it? I say practice getting onto the rings, at least do it for 2 days, then take a rest day, then again do it for 2 days, then take a rest day. So each time you get on the ring, you will actually get more stable on the rings. This is how I actually did it. This is how I actually learned to do a regular ring dip in the first place. Now once you can do regular ring dip, you can go for like 2 sets and aim for at least 10 reps in each set. And once you can do 10 reps in both the sets for ring dips, you can move on to weighted ring dips. And now that you are on weighted ring dips, all the previous points which I had initially told you about, tightening your core, tightening your entire body, you got to follow that more strictly. Because when you're doing weighted ring dips, there are, obviously, there are more chances of you to get injured. Even if you're doing on a regular bar dip, as you go weighted, your chances of injury are automatically higher. So, yeah, you should be more strict with your form. And yeah, on ring dips, I actually recommend don't really pick up a too heavy of a weight. Pick a weight with which you will be able to do at least minimum 8 reps. I've tried to go below 8 reps with weighted ring dips, and every time I did that, I just like tend to get some sort of injury in whether it is the shoulder or whether it is the wrist. So yeah, don't try to progress too fast. Progress at a natural pace. Don't try to look on these online influencers and look at how fast they are progressing. If you keep comparing your progress with others, then your entire progress is basically doomed. So yeah, just focus on your own progress, and I promise you will progress. Don't worry about it much. And of course, progress takes time. So this is it, and once you have followed every single point I mentioned in this video, congratulations, you have achieved the ring dip. And now one last important point which I'd like to share with you. Now when you are actually progressing on ring dips, well, weighted ring dips, so well, basically, let's say you're doing 10 kg weighted ring dips, and now you can do, well, 11 reps or, well, more reps of dips with 10 kgs. So now if you want to progress more, every time you're trying to progress, I believe you should just add 1 kg on weighted ring dip. Don't try to go aboard by, well, adding direct 2.5 kg or 5 kg, because ring dips is actually a hard exercise and it is easy to get injured, well, in this moment. So yeah, again, I'm not trying to scare you, but any exercise you do, there is always a chance of injury. So don't be afraid to do ring dips, go for ring dips. But yeah, progress slowly. Don't, well, try to go aboard and go on an unnatural pace of progress. And yeah, just I just wanted to recommend, just every time you're progressing, just add 1 kg at a time. Don't just directly, well, move on to 5 kg or anything on weighted ring dips, because this actually is a difficult and challenging movement. And well, this is it for the video, and well, I believe this turned out actually to be a quite a long video, but I guarantee this is actually a very informative video, maybe one of the most informative videos I've made on this channel until now. And with this progression guide, I can promise you will achieve the weighted ring dip. And I believe this is like one of the only progression guides on YouTube where you will find every single point which has told you about the weighted ring dip in specific. And well, this is basically the end of the video. Hope you like the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Well, the usual things. And then I hope we all progress great.